Hey everyone, welcome back to another Friday and another episode of the Guidebook Greenroom, or in my case, the Sun Trap. So apologies for the glare. I don't want to get too close either, so I will remain in the sun. But Gulnaar, how are you? How's your week going? How's your day?
Doing great. I think it's good to work on your tan. At the same
Hands are
time.
made in spring.
Right. I gotta get ready for the summer. This week has been wild. It's crazy that the year is flying by, but it's great. Lots of great stuff in the works, and I'm excited to make it to another Friday and relax a little bit. How about you?
Yeah, it's good to be back. I always love getting to Friday and hanging out. And today, for today's episode, I actually kind of want to touch on something I think a lot of our customers might be curious about sometimes, and something that we present to them in the language we use around no code. We are proud of our CMS and what we've built, but sometimes I wonder if people see no code and sort of go, what's that? So as a non-technical product manager, what does no code mean to you? How does it shape the way that you approach product development?
This is a great question. Um, I totally agree with you that no code solution is a phrase that we use, but it might not be immediately clear what that actually means. So I'm happy to dig into it. Um, a no code approach means that you can design and build software like a website or a mobile app without writing any code. You don't need to be an engineer. You don't need to hire an engineering team. You can customize that software solution with our no code approach. Um, and I think that approach, it really resonates with me. I appreciate you saying that I'm a non-technical product manager. I'm very proud of that I don't have a background in engineering. I'm not writing any code. Instead, I have to be a very, very good listener, and I have to have a lot of trust and faith in my engineers, and they are very, very good communicators. So we can explain things to one another in ways that we both understand. So I think no code is really about simplifying access to technology without sacrificing impact.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's a great explanation. And I think that accessibility and simplification probably really is going to resonate with busy event planners a lot. So, yeah, that's great. And I'd also love to figure out how do no code solutions empower people who
Mhm.
don't have a coding background? So how's it empowering them to bring ideas to life?
Right. It sounds so easy, right? Like no code, you just go in and like it happens. But like, what do we mean when we say we're lowering technical barriers, right? What does that actually entail? Um, from my perspective, like for every project, every feature update or bug fix here at Guidebook, a no code approach means that we're always asking ourselves, how do we make this as intuitive as possible for somebody with no technical expertise whatsoever? Like it's their first time looking at a computer. Can they achieve their goals with a few clicks or taps? We really have to deeply understand our users' perspectives and design user journeys in our platform that they immediately recognize, right? There has to be some kind of familiarity. So they go from the struggle of like learning to that spark of confidence and inspiration to be successful, right? With minimal friction. So that's the goal.
Yeah, and it feels like, the way you talk about it there and no code, it really is about building something with the end user in mind, right? You're
Mhm.
talking so much about thinking about the end user design flow, how they are going to integrate with the product. And every time something happens within the engineering team, it's really being thought through the journey of the end user, which I think is great, right? So it's something that, yeah, as you were talking, it resonates with me. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's going to have such an impact on not only event planners, but
Mhm.
actually our secondary customer, which is the event planners audience, who really, if they enjoy our product, makes the event planner's life easier. They obviously then feel good about Guidebook. And
Right.
kind of thinking of, Guidebook, it's been a no code solution from the start. And kind of bringing that lens to the event industry, what do you think makes no code especially powerful within events?
I think you started to touch on it a little bit because of your experience as an event planner. People need tools that help them do more quickly, and again, without sacrificing quality or impact. And no code solutions remove so many steps from whatever process because event planners don't have to wait for an engineering team to deliver on requests and like all the back and forth that comes with that. Instead, with a no code solution, event planners can just be more flexible and responsive to those shifting tides of event management. And I think Guidebook in particular, um, I love that you emphasized our obsession with our users all the way, from marketing all the way down through our engineers. We do have to balance like sustainable, like maintainable technical practices, right? And like our infrastructure to make sure our foundation is really strong. But the priority is always delivering value to our users. And that might mean doing something some engineers might not love, right? It might not be like the most perfect way to find that solution for iOS app or for the backend infrastructure. Um, but if it's worth it, right? If it's worth it for our audiences, then we will pursue that route.
Yeah, that's great. I think it is putting the event planner at the heart of what we do, I think is
Mhm.
something that I believe makes us great and the way that we talk about a product, build the product, have people use the product.
Mhm.
And really what we're kind of getting into is accessibility here. And it's not just for event planners, but as you kind of touched on, it's for those working in the event teams within those businesses, and really like how all of those people can access, use, and kind of integrate with our product.
Mhm. Yeah, I think a no-code solution creates this new language for everyone to speak. Like, I don't need to understand Java or whatever we even use. I don't know. And my teammates don't need to understand the jargon or mechanics of product management. Rather, we can unify and kind of be on the same team and gather together using the language of Guidebook or whatever no-code solution it may be. And I think that's what the kind of the accessibility, lowering barriers, like what that's really about is finding commonality, and everyone is more successful because of that.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, these conversations, these green rooms, they fly by, and I always feel like there's so much more we could unearth in these discussions. And I personally
Mhm.
always enjoy listening to you talk, especially about the areas of the business that I'm, not actively involved in all the time, especially when we're looking at the engineering side. So yeah, I think we should continue to fire more questions at you throughout the weeks and months ahead in Green Room. But before we do wrap up, just kind of last point from me, I think people probably are interested in product management, and
Mhm.
if they are, I'm just curious, any good resources or books that you would say anyone curious or at the start of their product management journey, like what would you recommend to them?
There are 1.5 million books that everyone should read. You need to know Marty Kagan. You need to know Bob Mesta. I have a couple of books on my desk actually that I just keep out with me. So I'm going to give a shout out to Teresa Torres. I'm going to tag her on LinkedIn. I love continuous discovery habits. It's just again, fixating on the user perspective, make sure you're having those dialogues and understanding what people need and then turning that into meaningful outcomes. And then also, Bruce McCarthy and Melissa Apple, their Aligned book is fantastic. And this is applicable to anybody, right? Like, absolutely anyone can read this Aligned book and figure out, okay, how do you listen and how do you reconcile diverse perspectives and then turn those into meaningful actions? That's what product management is all about, but also, I mean, that's key to your role as well, right? So love
Yeah,
those books. I'll be tagging those authors. They're great.
nice. Definitely get those tags in. Well, look, as ever, thanks for hanging out today, and we will be back next week in our latest guidebook green room. So yeah, have a good rest of your week and weekend, and thanks everyone for joining, and we'll see you soon.
Happy Friday. We'll see y'all next time.